Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today we are going to be diving into a time lapse of other people's base builds, and we're going to be creating our own. So I hope you guys are ready. So guys, today is base tour day, which is where I am going to basically take you guys on a journey, and we're going to show the top 20 players on the server. Basically the top 20 most played, the ones who have the most play time. And we're going to be basically going around their base. It's going to be a nice little time-lapse type thing. And I hope you guys are ready. So let's go ahead and roll that. Plus, at the end of that, we're going to start demolition on our base and get our base looking nice. So, roll the time-lapse. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. We have lots to do ourselves. There was some definitely wonderful builds in there. Of course, a lot of progression stuff, a lot of people that were just progressing, which is perfectly fine. But there's also some really interesting builds that I'd seen. So yeah, I hope to make an interesting build myself. And we're going to start doing that real quick. First of all, what I need to do is basically take everything possible that we can remove from here, and we need to remove it. And then we need to leave the only thing that's basically generating power right now for us. We need to leave this because we need a little bit of power. Actually, we may have just enough power in here to maintain stuff for a while. We do have quite a large buffer here, 64 million RF. And that should be a nice buffer for quite a while. But anyways, I'm going to start tearing this stuff down. And then we're going to start working with some RF tools and getting some shapes made to hopefully clear an area out and make this look nice. So our entire base is completely gone, right? That's what everybody loves to hear and everybody wants to see. But I have basically shrunk everything down to this centralized area here for a very good reason. We are basically going to be mining all of this out in a very specific pattern using the builder, and we should be able to hopefully get a nice little early base design going on, and also kind of demonstrate how exactly to use the builder. And you know, it's actually not that hard of a machine to learn how to use. Hopefully we have enough backup power. If not, we'll have to set up some different power, which we have access to. And I think power is not going to be a big deal, considering we have access to the petrified fuel generator and Eternalist fuel, which would honestly fuel everything we need at this point. So let's go ahead and build this. We need a builder. Builder. Nice. Okay, so this should not be too difficult of a machine to make. There we go. It's called a builder, but you can also clear areas with it. And that's what we're going to be using. I've used this machine so much. I absolutely love it. So RF tools, and we need a card. So for one thing, we're going to need a shape card. Let's go ahead and make a shape card. And then we'll also learn that. And let's go ahead and learn the builder as well. And we're going to need 2 shape cards, but I'm not going to make 2. I'll pull that out later if I need it. And then we also need a clearing card. So we're going to need to make a diamond pickaxe and a diamond shovel. And we should be able to make a clearing card. Now we are going to need glass around this, otherwise this will just replace all the stone with dirt. So glass would be something that we definitely need. And yeah, we can just take this card, surround it with glass, and voila, we have a clearing card. And of course we need to learn that as well. Let's get a point out. We'll take a point. We should have some energy. We don't have energy going in, but we should have stored energy. So that should work just the same. But I'm going to place my builder right here. We're going to give it, actually we need to give it a storage, not power on top. I'm going to put this in the back. Make sure to activate it. Choose my network. That should fill with power. Let's get a lever. There we go. And all we got to do now is set our shape and get a storage. Let's see. How about a regular small storage crate? That should be just fine. Place that bad boy on top. And we're pretty much off to the races. Now, we need to make sure that we want a specific size cleared out. And I've got to be careful because this right here will get mined out. So what I'm going to do is right before we go to clear this out, I am going to move this, my power, basically around here. But this will definitely get mined up, so I got to be careful. Let's go ahead and get our size. Now, you have a lot of options whenever you open up this card, and you can also open it up from inside the builder. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you right here. You have several different shapes, and you adjust these sizes, and you can also say whether it's going to be solid or hollow. If you choose hollow, it's just going to do the outer border. That's probably going to be best shown by maybe doing a sphere, and then you have a hollow one is just going to do one block on the outside. But we don't really want to go with a spear. I think my favorite one is the torus for at least getting our base shape down. And there's a couple different directions that I want to place this. So let's go ahead and do 27, and you can kind of see whenever we change the dimension here in this coordinate, and then we change the dimension here, you can see now we actually get a total different shape. Now, if we want to change this even more, we can go 19 in that direction. And that's pretty much going to be a sphere almost with the giant hole with a center column down the middle of it. You can't see it, but it definitely will be there. But I definitely like 9. I think 9 is very suitable. As you can see, it does leave a nice hole in the center. In 27, if you use an odd number, you're going to make sure that each side is going to be divisible by 3. Which is exactly what I want for at least this build anyways. And you can see here, we also have like a little 3x3 area there. If we want to raise this, make sure you do it by an odd number. So 9, we can go to 11. Like I said, that just increases this donut size. And you can see right there, now you get a 3x3 with a singular spot there. And yeah, these designs, I mean, I personally like them. I like the way that these turn out. So that's why I like to use them. Now, I do want this on floor level. So from right here, this basically will be at the center. Basically, the center is where your bottom offset is going to be. So we need to kind of see where exactly this offset is going to go. And to do that, you can really just kind of clear this area out here. Let's just kind of get an area cleared out. I want to see the floor level reach this. And what we can do is we can throw this in here and then hit the support preview mode. And you'll see it'll actually show you the preview. Right here, what we're viewing though is the inside of the donut. So this will basically leave this area clear. everywhere that's blue is what will be cleared out. And as you can see, this is not exactly where I want this to go. So let's go ahead and remove the preview. And I'm going to bring this up a few. Let's see. How many do we actually need to bring it up? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try 4 plus 4. That should raise it up in the air a little bit. So now when we hit this view, you should see this is actually the bottom of where it's going to clear to. So it'll clear everywhere here, and we should be good. So I think this is going to be the perfect size right here. And it also is centered on the middle of this block. So I like that. I think this is going to work. So it'll keep our floor the way it is, and it's just going to clear out everything else around it. So let's go ahead and get this done. Let's go ahead and turn off this preview, though. Let's turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and move this over. I'm going to go ahead and move this as well. I'm not so worried about my ME system just yet, because we will set that up here shortly. I do want to go ahead and get it in my inventory. Most of these blocks. Let's go ahead and grab these. Awesome. Just like that. And we can just set that back up whenever we're done. Alright, let's grab our transmutation table. Alright, and I think we're just about ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So as soon as I flip this lever, I'm going to need some of these power guys down. Because this is where our power is coming from. Gotta remember that. Alright, and we should be able to flip this lever, and it should start mining out an area. We should hear it doing so. And this should actually be a pretty decent sized area. This is just going to be our starting base room. And as you can see, it is starting to clear out. I do have a mega torch up here that'll prevent mobs from spawning. So you definitely want to prevent mobs from spawning. But as you can see, it's clearing out. It's using some of our power here. But it is definitely doing its job, and I absolutely love this. So yeah, it should go one more layer down. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. And you can see up here, this is that center area that I was talking about that won't get completed. So there you go. Look at that. Perfect. And of course, we can clean up the rest of it ourselves. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean up the rest of this. And on these corner edges here, what I want to do is I want to change this size. Of course, up here I'm going to clear out by hand. But I want this to be a certain size. And we can actually fix this whole area here by doing this. Let's go ahead and dive into here. We'll take our shape card, and we need to kind of remember our size here. Remember, we are at 27 and 11 tall, right? And that is just for this one, 11 tall. Let's go ahead and change this a little bit. We're going to go, instead of a torus, let's go over here to a cylinder. And we're going to do hollow. We're going to keep this size. We're going to change this down to 4. Because I think that this is going up 4 tall. Yeah, 4 tall. And technically, if I preview that, let's pull this up. Technically, that should hollow out the correct area. Let's bring this up 5. See if I can't get an image to pop up here. It definitely needs to show up here. That's what I'm looking for. Let's go ahead and get that. Try it again. Should be on hollow. Alright, so we see there something's a little weird. It looks like it's going to clear out probably farther than we want it to. Yeah, I'm not exactly keen on it being right there. So what we might be able to do is take this. Instead of 27, we'll do 25. 25. We'll just squeeze it in a little bit. Let's go ahead and support that view. There we go. Okay, so now it's exactly where I want it to be. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down a little bit. Let's also remove this. I'm going to bring this down to probably 0. And then that should be perfect. That should be right where I want it. Oh, no, we need to go up 2 or 3? 2 or 3. Let's do 2. Just be on the safe side. Alright, if we got to go down one more, we can go down one more. So, let's go ahead and we'll clear this out. Remember, this is hollow. And basically, we can just now go around with our own pick and pretty much clean this up. And it's not hard at all. And that just saved us a lot of time. A lot of time. Cleaning all this up. And this is going to be the starter room for most of our builds now. And I'm kind of excited to see what we can do with all this. Boy, oh boy, am I excited. So I've kind of went with this design. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with this right here being sort of surrounded by water and sort of surrounded by a river type looking thing. And this is going to be our central area. I was kind of coming up with ideas of what I should do for the base. Like, what kind of idea should I do here? Should I go futuristic? Should I go, like, spaceship type themed? Should I go rustic? Should I go natural? And I think I've stuck with the natural theme. I really do like this theme. There is going to be a couple of other areas that are probably going to be more futuristic, but this right now, getting started in here, this is going to be filled with water. All right, so there is a way we can actually do that. So let's go ahead and eat a little bit. I do want to show you that you can actually fill areas with water. I don't believe it replaces the ground. If it does, we might have to figure that out. But for right now, we should be able to fill this with water, and quite a lot of it. So let's go ahead and work on this. Let's go ahead and get a builder. We need a filling card. Right here. So this right here is placing liquids. There is a place card pump and a clearing pump, but we want this one to place liquids. And this item will cause the builder to place liquids from a tank at the bottom of the world. Alright, so yeah, it should not remove anything. So this should work. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started. Looks like we're going to need a bucket of water and lava. And we're going to need some iron, redstone, and a shape card. Let's grab that. And we'll throw this in here. And we'll go ahead and make that fill card. There we go. So it'll place fluids now. Well, there's a couple of other things that I would like to make. We need something to place or something to store the fluid. I don't know if we have a drum that has water in it. No, but we do have a demonically gargantuan drum that we could potentially use. Project E has this really cool thing that basically fills things with water. This right here, this Evertide amulet, it's just going to require some dark matter and 6 buckets. So let's go ahead and get that. Some dark matter, and that should be pretty easy to make, right? So let's go ahead and get that. Bam, this is filled with water. Not the drum, water. Goodness. But yeah, this thing is actually pretty cool. We could technically just right-click here, or hit R, and it'll just throw water down on the ground, if we wanted to. This does have a couple other things. Creates rain and snowstorms when it's on a pedestal. And it attempts to start rain every 1 second. Yeah, that's kind of not good, but that's something that it does do. Let's go ahead and get all of the cobblestone. By the way, if you don't want to get cobblestone, you can actually void it on the card. I'm just keeping it for EMC purposes. I mean, it's really not that much EMC, but I mean, it might be worth it to you. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. So what I want to do is I want to take this exact same card here. We have a torus, and let's see our dimensions here. This was the last filled dimension, and I think this will be good enough size, but we might want to change it. We'll just need to remember this size being 35 out. So let's go and take this out. We'll put this in. we need a cylinder. No, we'll just do... Yeah, we'll do a cylinder. Right here, solid. And what was that, 35 by 35? And we need to basically know exactly how high this thing is going to be. So that's definitely not the right size. Right. That is not the right size. We need to actually go down one. Or down... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? -5? So this can still say 5, but we'll do -5 here. And then we'll look at it. Okay, so that should technically fill in this area. It is beneath the block. But I'm kind of curious, whenever we go to do this, how it's actually going to work. So we can basically break this block, and we should be able to fill up this tank with water, or this drum, by just right-clicking on here a few times, and that will fill this up. Bam, as you can see. And that'll get that thing filled up quite a bit with buckets of water. And we want to fill this thing quite a bit. So now that we have this bad boy set up, I guess all we got to do is activate it. And hopefully, it'll do what we want it to do, and not something crazy. Okay. So it seems to be doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is awesome. Awesome, awesome. But the problem is, it's definitely not high enough. It's definitely not high enough. We need this to go up one more block, and then it should be good. One more block. Let's turn this off. Do -4. And then I'm just going to have to sit here and I guess fill this tank up with a bunch of water. I mean, honestly, we needed a lot more than we had last time, so I'm just going to keep filling this bad boy up. Cannot find liquid, nor is there a stable, usable tank above or below. Oh, I guess we could place it below as well. I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, you could technically place a tank below. Interesting. Alright, so there's a lot of fluid. I love how it does this. This is so cool. So I'm guessing we're out of fluid again? No? Let's try it again. It missed some of it. Ah, looks like now at this point it has potentially run out of fluid, yeah. There it goes. Guess I can just keep doing this till it's full. It's done. Okay. Seems to be done. It says it's not scanning. That means it has completely placed this whole thing full of water. Nice. So yeah, that should be exactly where I want it. Yeah. There's a couple places that we're going to have to sort of break away some material. But I'm completely fine with that. By the way, if you're wondering how I have night vision on right now, I'm using a night vision helmet that you can make with orange dye and literally glowstone. And you can turn it on and off. This is what it looks like with it off. Yeah, pretty dark in here. Pretty dark in here. But you can turn this on and off like this. And that's really cool. I love the effect that this stuff gives. Awesome. So let's go ahead and fix this little corner piece where that annoys me. And yeah, I think I want to build the edges here with some wood. We do have plenty of wood. And on the outside edge, I also want to do the exact same. But we're going to eventually get this thing looking really good. So after a while of designing, I ended up coming up with this. I think this is going to look really good, and I have a kind of a neat idea on what I'm going to do with each of these hallways. Instead of there being actual hallways, we're going to be able to teleport into a new room. We won't actually be going into any hallways at all. It's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait to do some more rooms. And I think maybe each room might have its own theme. Who knows? We might get into that. But I think this looks really good. What I did over here, I kind of mixed some of the stone brick with some andesite. I think that looks really good in the walls. And I was experimenting a little bit with the architect's saw bench. and it's probably not that fitting for this area, but maybe for our future areas, it might actually look really good. But yeah, I was kind of experimenting with it, and it just didn't fit this area. I think the only thing that this really needs is, that's right, vines. We need some good old-fashioned vines. And I've just been eating this glowing chorus fruit, by the way, to fly. And it's got just a short timer. But yeah, just kind of, I think, just hit this a couple times with some vines. Maybe hit that up here, get some of these going with some vines. And if you want to stop the vines, the best way to stop vines is to use string. At least if you're not in creative. If you're in creative, then of course the best way is to use the barrier blocks. But for this string is going to just work just fine. And you won't even see it. You won't see it at all. There might actually be some other things that you could potentially use as well. But, you know, this is going to look good. It's going to kind of just add just a little bit to everything. You know, just kind of, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this build. Like, super enjoying it. I don't know, maybe even add some vines in here. Why not? Why not? I think that'll look good. As things get built and everything, and start moving on. Yeah, I thought this looks really good. I don't know. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what you think of this idea. Is this going to work out? Do you think that we should just use hallways instead of using these draconic portals? Because once you go into these, it'll pretty much teleport you into whatever room you want. We can still have the rooms nearby. I think that's still going to be a good idea. But we need to figure out exactly what we're going to do there. Because we can have rooms underneath, above, around, and just kind of teleport to them. We can have them at an angle over here. We're still going to use the builder in the central area to kind of carve out those rooms. But I think this is going to look good. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you learned something new. I hope you're enjoying the building. Of course, I'm going to make it a little bit brighter in here. It is kind of dark at the moment, but things are going to get lit up. We're going to get some torches and stuff like that in here. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed all of the time-lapse stuff that we did today. Man, it was super fun, and I will see you guys in the next episode. As always, thanks for watching.